My name is John White. I'm very much an amateur at printing. I wanted a printer, so I got the NR2, and I wanted to run by the problems I had with my build as being someone that doesn't do this. Look how far I've gotten. I've gotten everything into the build, and sorry, I'm clearing my throat here. All right, so where were we? I bought the Euro plug, and I know what I have to do to do that, but I'm a little worried about positive, negative, and ground. I know there's stuff to help me with that. And then also, when I'm plugging in a machine, I want one of these mini here. I'll have to get the documentation on that for the 110. I did successfully switch it to 110. I'm confident about that. There's even like a sign there. And that was helpful. They did a good job on that. So since I bought a Euro style, it was set to the 220, and I switched it over before I even started the thing, which is cool. All these parts I put in properly, thanks to I believe Chris Neary or something. I might be wrong, but I really appreciate his help in the builds. Two builds I believe he did online. So this is how far I've gotten. So here's the problems I got. Look, you can see a plug with this nit on it, and it must be important. I don't know where it goes. It's isolated and it's shorter than the one when it comes packaged. This hose nozzle's connected with this nit power. This power nit is, I don't know where it goes because I found all the connectors. I believe I'm most likely I'm wrong. I believe I found all the connectors and I did them properly. And so what I was left with was this nit. Also, the shortest power line there is on the machine, I did not find the spot where to put it. So this has the least amount of length to it, when it comes out of the, it's all black on black, so you can't see the hole where it comes out of. But the shortest power line, I don't know where that goes. And also the nit, important one, I don't know where that goes. And so I have plugs in every other spot. I don't know what's going on. This is a power supply. You get that power plug, and then out of it would come this, right? Somewhere in here, anywhere in here. And then this whole thing's powered. Okay, so that's that. Another problem I have is that I could have, I was almost certain that I saw him spin this thing by hand. I was spinning it by hand when it wasn't connected. And I was spinning the thing down the threads before it was connected. But once I connected this Z-axis spindle together and this was on, it has become impossible to spin by hand. It feels seized. So if that is true, if it's seized, or difficult to move, won't this engine burn up? What have I done wrong? The only thing I've noticed is that when I put the metal in, it didn't align perfectly. It was like moved over to the side right here when it landed, and I kind of shoved it over and got it in there the right way, the proper way. But you can imagine a little teeny little torque on this, on the filter, the screw set. I did understand. I did understand that you go through the computing and say this is X, Y, and this is Z limit, and everything made sense. I haven't even got to that far yet. I'll have to go to get the power plug and all that. Okay, so two power connectors. I don't know where they go. Shortest one and cloth isolated one. A Z axis that is seized. And the only other problem is, well, of course, I got the Euro plug scenario, which I don't feel confident in doing positive negative ground. I'm not. I'm the opposite of even an amateur power crimper. So the last problem I had was the filament. I first went through and I was like, how does this work? And then I figured out looking through the video that you squeeze this and it goes through, and so I got it there. But once I got it to about this point, the holes are not lined up. I tried to shove it in there 100 times and won't go in there. And so it was only when I put the arch of the filament upside down, so like a rainbow arch, that I shoved it in there and I finally got it to thread through. I mean, that's pretty sad if I have to constantly do that. So I was pretty upset about how difficult it was to feed my filament. So all those things said, I'm so proud of myself to get it this far. All these belts function. You know, the bed is nice. You know, I was worried about that one screw they told me that was in here. That was nothing compared to the hammer screws. The hammer screws were a nightmare. This one especially. The way I finagled this hammer screwed in was a lot of passion in order to get that commit to getting that in. About as hard as getting the filament through. It just should slide right through. So I'm misaligned here. I'm unhappy with that because, you know, I have to baby it every time rather than seeing what other people are doing, just slapping it in. All right, I'm rambling. All right, thanks so much. Bye.